Welcome to part 1 of a 2-part series entitled Venerated Swami Sri Yukteswar Giri, Vegetarian, Holy Science and Self-Realization. Swami Sri Yukteswar Giri was a venerated enlightened master who embodied the Vedic definition of a man of God. As his disciple, Paramhamsa Yogananda said, he was softer than the flower where kindness is concerned, stronger than the thunder where principles are at stake. Sri Yukteswar cared only for the things that belong to the Lord and how he may please the Maker. Swami Sri Yukteswar Giri was born Priyanath Karar on May 10, 1855 in Serampore, West Bengal, India. His father was a wealthy landowner. Sri Yukteswar was fairly young when he inherited and shouldered the burden of managing his family's land holdings upon his father's passing. He was tall, pleasant, and kind, and was held in high esteem. His formal education included a 2-year stint at the Calcutta Medical College, where he studied physics, chemistry, biology, physiology, and more. He married early in life and had a daughter. His wife passed away early in life, and this influenced his decision later to embrace the monastic life. During his childhood, Sri Yukteswar's mother once concocted the story of a ghost lurking in a dark chamber to frighten him. He went immediately to confront it but found none. Indeed, Sri Yukteswar was fearless and always protected by love. In another account, while in Puri, a deadly cobra with raised hoods raced towards him. The Swamiji welcomed the serpent with a chuckle and tamed it by rhythmic hand clapping. The snake slithered away into the bushes. As his disciple Prafulla said, "My divine master is beyond fear of hurt from any living creature." It was through a friendship with a local Maharaj that Sri Yukteswar met his own guru, Lahiri Mahasaya, a disciple of immortal saint Mahabhatar Babaji. When he first met Lahiri Mahasaya in his home, the enlightened master asked Sri Yukteswar, "What took you so long?" Then initiated Sri Yukteswar into the sacred science of Kriya Yoga. Sri Yukteswar was a frequent guest of Guru Lahiri Mahasaya in Banaras, spending long hours in his company. Due to his absolute zeal and devotion to his guru, his unrelenting practice of discipline, tapas, and self-study, savadhyaya, and his observance of a vegetarian diet, Sri Yukteswar made rapid spiritual progress. Within a few years, Sri Yukteswar was to have another meeting that would once again redefine his life. In 1894, at his beloved Guru's request, he went to attend Kumbh Mela in Allahabad, a Hindu meeting of faith held every 12 years. Sri Yukteswar was walking along the bank of the Ganges when he was summoned by a man and called into a tent by an unknown ascetic. The great immortal Saint Babaji was inside, the Gurudeva of Sri Yukteswar's own guru, Lahiri Mahasaya. Master Babaji welcomed him with open arms and bestowed upon him the title of Swami. Sri Yukteswar formally took ordination as a Swami of the Giri order under the name of Sri Yukteswar Giri not long after. Babaji told him that one day he would send a disciple of Sri Yukteswar who would share the teachings of yoga to the West. This disciple turned out to be Paramhamsa Yogananda, who is also well known for his book Autobiography of a Yogi. Kriya Yoga is the yogic science by which human evolution can be quickened. The ancient yogic text, the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, describes Kriya Yoga in the 2nd chapter. Kriya Yoga, the origin of God communion taught by Lord Jesus Christ and Lord Sri Krishna, frees the mind from sensory obstacles for meditation purposes. Mahavatar Babaji is known for manifesting a majestic palace to initiate Lahiri Mahasaya into Kriya Yoga. The three Kriya lineage masters to spread this ancient spiritual science are Sri Lahiri Mahasaya, Sri Yukteswar, and Paramhamsa Yogananda. Babaji avowed, "The Kriya Yoga that I'm giving to the world through you in this 19th century is a revival of the same science that Krishna gave millenniums ago to Arjuna and that was later known to Patanjali and Christ, and to St. John, St. Paul, and other disciples." In this way, the yoga of self-liberation is disseminated equally in the West and in the East. Sri Yukteswar Giri was spiritually well-versed in Vedic astrology, astronomy, and in Hindu and Christian scriptures. Through his dealings with the Christian missionaries in Serampore, he became conversant with the teachings of Christianity. Babaji knew Sri Yukteswar was very interested in the integration of Eastern and Western thinking and asked the future monastic to create a book. At the behest of Babaji and with the blessings of Lahiri Mahasaya, Sri Yukteswar Giri busied himself with research and began writing. Having foreseen that the upcoming century was to be an expedient series of both inner and outer evolutions of change, he knew the timing was ripe for the book. In 1894, he published The Holy Science, a guiding light on the pathway to spiritual revelations. In the introduction, Sri Yukteswar explained that the purpose of the book was to show the unity of all religions. Commenting on the parallels between the Bible and the Upanishads, the Vedic Sanskrit texts of Hinduism, Sri Yukteswar propounded that the inspired sons of God have spoken the same truths, and that the scriptural revelations in both texts were essentially the same. Sri Yukteswar wasn't just a progressive-minded intellectual and an educator, he was a master of cosmic reality, of God union, and of divinity itself. Yogananda called him the Lion of Bengal. Sri Yukteswar launched a syllabus for schools covering subjects ranging from physics to physiology and astronomy. He authored a book on the linguistic elements of English and Hindi for Bengalis, and another on the rudiments of astrology. He started Satsanga Sabha, an organization for spiritual activities. Sri Yukteswar's interest extended to women's education, which was uncommon in Bengal at the time. He also periodically held intellectual discussions and exchanged academic ideas on a wide range of topics with his contemporaries. Supreme Master Chinghai has mentioned the wise Sri Yukteswar on multiple occasions. During a lecture in 1994, she recounted a story of the Swami and his disciple Yogananda.
You remember the book of Paramhansa Yogananda? Some of you will read them, no? Read the book, no? Biography of a yogi. Okay. Inside the book, there is a story of his master, Sri Yukteswar. One time, they went out together, do something. I can't remember much. I read it just, fleetingly somewhere. And they went together. I mean, I couldn't remember where they are going or what is stolen. I think melon or something, or cabbage. Yogananda brought a lot of these things, or let's say melon, okay? I put it inside a storeroom, supposed to leave it there, and then when they come back, they eat or they cook, of course, for the ashram, huh? And then, but he did not lock the door. And then somebody came and stole it. And the master, I think, knew about it and made him watch it. And then I think the Yogananda asked why then the master didn't come out and catch the person. The master said, it's your fault. It's your fault. You did not lock the door. You tempt a person, so now he has the right to steal it. Let him do it. So even though his master knew it, he says, it is a punishment for your carelessness. You lost one.
With deep respect and gratefulness, we look forward to learning more about the life and teachings of the venerated Swami, Sri Yukteswar Giri, in the next episode of this series. Noble viewers, thank you for your delightful company today.